games nowadays have guns in them. Like, a ton of games. Helldivers 2 being one of them. And one such gun type that these games have in common is sniper rifles. Of course, we got some of the classics. Call of Duty Modern Warfare with the Intervention, Halo with its sniper rifle, and Team Fortress 2 with any primary that's not the Sydney Sleeper. The list could go on and on. Helldivers 2 is really not that much different. Every sniper rifle in Helldivers 2 has its own advantages and disadvantages. The Diligences are a great example to start here, as the normal Diligence has less damage, but great handling and ammo economy, allowing for more control and long-range headshot potential, while the Counter Sniper has more damage with less ammo economy and handling, but great damage that allows it to be more effective in medium to close range combat. Then you have some of the outliers of this classification. You have rounds reload weapons like the Constitution and the Deadeye, where while they have medium armor penetration, they tend to require a tad bit more skill to use effectively, to a point where people can still find other players using these primaries even on higher level missions. Yet out of all of these sniper rifles, there is one that nobody liked from the beginning, and one that many people struggle to use, and a weapon that some don't even consider a sniper rifle to begin with. I'm of course talking about the Amendment. The Amendment is a marksman rifle that was introduced in the Masters of Ceremony Warbond. At first glance, it looks like a black sheep when you compare it to the rest of the marksman rifles. It has pretty decent stats, including a pretty good fire rate, with both burst and semi-automatic fire modes, great ammo economy, and solid damage despite only having light armor penetration, which are pretty good starting out with. So why aren't more people equipping this weapon? Well, initially, I thought it was the light armor penetration that this weapon offers, seeing as most people tend to shy away from stuff like that. But the damage itself is not terrible, so what other problems does it... Oh. The starting ergonomics on this gun is worse than that of the base Diligence and Diligence Counter Sniper. In fact, it's so terrible, you have to take the scope off of the gun in order to be usable. That's pretty terrible when you look at the other marksman rifles. So what makes a marksman rifle good? In my opinion, I have 3 answers to this question. One is ergonomics. I've found that marksman rifles have to be able to have good handling and ergonomics, so that way they can swing in between targets frequently and increase your headshot potential. Second is ammo economy. I found that the better ammo economy a rifle has, the longer you can stay in firefights, the more you can go without supplies, and by an extension, the more headshots you can theoretically get, but that differs on the skill level of the player. So to make this easier, let's look and compare the stats for the base Diligence Sniper, which I'd say is the main competitor for the Amendment. As you can see, the stats are pretty decent. With high damage and ammo count, this is a weapon that rewards players who can hit consistent headshots, with its only issue mainly being light armor penetration, which in semi-rare circumstances could be a problem, but its handling allows for easy headshots from close to long range. Now let's take a quick look at the Amendment. The first thing that stands out to me immediately is how much damage this thing does, being the highest among marksman rifles because of its burst fire, which it is the only one to have this fire option. Sadly, that's the only positive I can really say about this weapon at the moment, as the rest of its stats are not really positive. Recoil is a little worse than the normal Diligence, which is fine, that's more controllable with the right armor set, but then you hit the handling and ergonomics. Even the maxed out ergonomics on this barely scratches or compares with the Diligence Sniper. In fact, it makes this weapon feel less like a marksman or sniper rifle and more like a pseudo-assault rifle. So what are some of the ways this gun could be made better? I can demonstrate the first way to make this gun better in this short, simple clip. That's it. This one little change that is made is the only way I've found that significantly improves this weapon's performance, as the better ergonomics will allow for consistent headshot damage and better chances to make your shots. In addition to this, I've also found that taking peak physique, engineering kit, or fortified armor sets also helps in significantly reducing recoil and weapon drag when prone or crouched. Again, we're going for better ergonomics and headshot and damage potential here. The main thing I'd like to leave off here is ergonomics play a massive role in how effective marksman and sniper rifles are, particularly in most combat situations. With terrible ergonomics, the amendment makes it difficult for players to swing between targets or consistently line up headshots, which is essential in Helldivers 2. Even with burst fire option being unique among marksman rifles, it can't fully capitalize on this advantage most of the time due to awkward handling. At the end of the day, the amendment honestly feels like a weapon with potential that it never reaches without significant skill level or modifications that feels forced in order for it to be good. It is a unique addition that does bring something different to the table when compared to other weapons, but it doesn't feel as balanced or consistent to use like the Diligence. Maybe in the future, this could get a buff, like maybe if you're allowed to put a foregrip on it or something. But as it stands right now, it just feels like a niche pick left for people who just want a challenge with something that's not very good. And that marks the end of this video. If you enjoyed and would like to see more videos like this, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Especially because part 3 of Stereotypes is right around the corner. And with that, I'll see all of you next time.